organizing direction, this is one of the exercises that we do. My initial impression of Plexus was probably a negative one. When Jana first, now I think the world of Jana, I always have, but when Jana first started selling Plexus, she blocked me as a friend on Facebook because she didn't want me to know because she thought I would make fun of her. And I only say nice things to people. And the way that I found this out is it was baby dedication in church. And they're popping up all these pictures of Connor. And I'm like, man, what a great picture. And my wife looks at me like, you haven't seen these? I mean, they've been all over Facebook. And I was like, I missed it. I don't know. And then Jana's like, I love it. But one of my first impressions, so whenever you take a business, businesses are like people. They're flawed. You know, we make our model, we want it to be as strong as possible, but it's not perfect. Somewhere there's a flaw. What Plexus does is they don't sell necessarily to the consumer, but they sell to their workforce, which is genius. So Plexus wants to engage you guys, and they leave the workload and the branding and the marketing and the sales up to you guys. So let me tell you one of the flaws of that model. One of my initial impressions of Plexus was a girl on Facebook posted something like, hey y'all, let's get real, let's talk about poop. That was my first impression of Plexus, and I was like, no, I don't want to get real with you. I don't know what this is, I don't know where you're going with this. I'm not going on that journey with you. So, you know, that was something that I was like, no. But from the branding standpoint, they don't control their own brand. You guys really brand yourselves, and you brand the message, and you brand the product. So when you have people out there abusing the brand, that makes your job far more difficult. At the same time, it also gives you a huge opportunity to re-educate and to gather more people and say, hey, look at the benefit here. Look what this does for you. So keeping all that in mind, I want to do this exercise tonight on vision. And we don't all have to agree, but I'm going to steal ideas from you guys and I'm going to reorganize them. So I want to take 5 for the sake of time. But tell me 5 people that you sell to. And I don't want names or anything like that, but I want a stereotype. This is one group of people that I target. You can say men, women, working, mothers, stay-at-home moms, single mom. What is it that you think is a target? And you can look at your own team, who you're currently working with.
This. People needing energy.
People needing energy. What else?
I've had a lot of people come to me needing weight loss.
Weight loss.
I could say wanting to find people just like me, I guess.
Ooh, that's good.
Like you might find them. Because that's comfortable.
Weird self. Terrible handwriting, just so y'all know. What else? One more. Somebody you target.
Professionals who are unsatisfied with their jobs.
You give me the long one when I say it, the reason I say it. Unsatisfied. Now, so when we talk branding, we want to look at things through the eyes of our targets. It's easy to say, hey, this is my business, this is the way it should go. So if we're looking through the eyes of a health nut, what is the why on why they would purchase Plexus? So I want one word. what is a value that would stand out to them? What is that one word that would drive them? Think emotional here.
All natural.
All natural? Good. Consensus for like that one?
Yeah, but then some people say, I'm not trying to be devil's advocate, but some people say, well, it's not natural enough. It's not. Yeah, I know, like, that's what they say. It's not natural enough.
So don't take some people right now, just take health nuts.
Okay.
Do you think you get that response from health nuts? That it's not natural enough?
Yeah, because they're like, I want all of the research that's ever on any products ever. And they're like, well, it's not enough.
So what's the one word that you think would, if you were selling to a health nut, what emotion are you trying to appeal to? And I'm not just asking Gianna, anybody can throw this out. This is a difficult exercise. We're defining classes right now. We can come back. Your energy people. What drives the energy people? What are they passionate about?
That's why they're flashing energy.
I think that's a great one.
It's not for everyone, but that's why I see a lot.
That one would really sell for me. If I'm working a lot and it's marketed energy and productivity, that speaks to me. How about your weight loss people? That one's kind of easy, right? Health, like, want to look better.
And feel better too. Nothing to say, it feels so much better. Results.
I like results. How about your mirrored self? What sells to you? What drives you?
Fun.
Fun? It's a good one.
That's because I'm blue. So we have these four personalities of Helen Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
The blue is like, I'm motivated by parties and fun and things.
And thus, that's why we're all here today.
That's why we're here, yeah. That's why.
What color were you, if you don't mind me asking?
There's red, which is like motivated by money and recognition and power. And then there's green, which is motivated by the research and the all-natural health nut. The yellow is someone who's very helpful, wants to help others, and will do anything for anybody.
Yeah, I'm yellow.
I think we have a lot of yellow.
Are most of you yellow? You're in this to help people?
I think I work like a red that I'm motivated by.
I'm cutting you, Gina. We're going to do fun. Number 5, unsatisfied professionals. How would you sell to an unsatisfied professional? Money would talk there, right? Because you'd have to supplement opportunity. That's such a good one. Back to number 1, your health nuts.
I'm sure thinking of anything but natural. Maybe we can do your long life or
Long life, that's good. Health.
the purity of the products, the integrity.
I like integrity. Because people are like, what if I take this and something happens? But
The integrity of the products and the integrity of this company. So it's
Now, same thing, your health nuts. What's the number 1 thing they're afraid of?
see, natural, I would plug in the, it's really not that natural.
Yeah,
Or,
I think you're exactly right. I'm going to say ingredients.
yes.
Your energy people. What are they afraid of?
Maybe.
If I'm an energy person, I'm not as afraid of cost as much as I am of it not working.
yeah, those are the same.
Poor results. I think you're right.
because I've lost so much, but I've had people that have told me they gained pieces. And I think they're out of their mind. I think they weren't taking it right. But that's just me.
Well, it's almost like that for any diet under the sun. You know, there's always that crew where it's like, that just didn't work for me. And man, I ate no carbs, and I'd pick out on Oreos a little bit before I go to bed. But it just didn't work for me. Stupid diet. Number 4, mirrored self. So, yeah, if you're getting people like you, what's your fear in this? What are you afraid of?
Some people are just uncomfortable with those that are not like them. Yeah, I don't want to get in a situation.
Your unsatisfied professionals, what's their biggest fear? Yeah. It's a waste. Now, for the sake of time tonight, what I usually do is I'll make my team go through and come up with a tagline. And it's a branding tagline for each one of these individuals. Bless you. But when you post anything, when you put yourself out there in a speaking event, anything that you're tied to, you have to keep in mind all these separate channels, and you have to know your audience. So with this branding exercise, like, okay, my health nuts, they want pure ingredients, that's a big deal to them, or they want the pure product, and they're terrified that there's something in there that isn't all natural. So how would I formulate a message that would speak to them? So if they saw that on social media, if they saw that at a show, they would say, they're talking to me, you know, tell me a little bit more about this. So that's something that you may want to do. Now, we're going to do one more thing here. This is tough. We're not going to get consensus here. We're going to do an exercise. So 100% of my customer engagement are these 5 right here. That's what we're focused on. Now, if I'm building a Plexus team, I want you guys to tell me who on here I should target. Now, we're gonna come up with 5 numbers here. We're gonna weight this in order of importance. None of those numbers can be within 3 of each other. So nobody can say, well, you want a diverse team, so 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, that equals 100%. No, that's a cop-out. So this is my team. You guys are my consultants. Who on here is going to give me the best results for being on my team? Who would you say is priority number 1?
Either unsuccessful or successful friends. I'm targeting successful friends.
So right here, that's your number 1.
Because they're building a business.
What percent of the time would you spend on them? 50. It's a big one.
Because you know that they're already successful. Yeah, they know
They can do it.
Intelligent, you know, they got it together.
They can do it. All right, so you have 4 left, and you have 50% left to spend. Who's next? Who would you target next? Mirrored self. What percent of your time would you spend there? Who would be up there? 25? Everybody okay with that? What do you think? 20? We have 30% left. You keep checking my math. Who's next? Me personally, I'm thinking weight loss is next. Just because the results are.
But we don't really market ourselves as a weight loss company. I get tons of weight loss. But people are disappointed if they don't lose weight as quickly as somebody else. So it's, you know, we're targeting getting them healthy.
So you're doing health nuts?
I would think, yeah.
What percent? You have 30 left.
I'm like, there's only.
Yeah,
12?
I was thinking 12, but then that, somebody else is gonna get.
We'll find out. Health nuts is 12. All right, you got 2 more. And we have, what do we have, 12% left? 18 left. What you chasing next? Energy people or weight loss people? I need my consultants here.
Those kind of go together to me. I would do 9 and 9, I guess, because I feel like I needed the energy, but I needed to lose weight to get.
To get the energy.
Yeah.
Which would, so that makes perfect sense, but you violated the, they can't do what you're doing.
Oh.
So I also right now. Can't do 10 and 8, can't do it in 3.
Oh, right.
Me personally, I would do more weight loss than
You would do more weight loss than health nuts.
yeah.
So
I was
what would you do?
thinking like 15 for health nuts. Like 3 for
You were doing 15 over here
no, I'm sorry, 15 for weight loss.
on weight loss. So we're at 15, and you do 3 here.
I mean, that's my turn.
Those numbers work. For the most part, do y'all agree with this or disagree with the weighting?
That's good.
We're in the ballpark?
Well, some people, like, I stay at home, I don't know a whole lot of anymore. I used to when I was working with them, but now I'm like, moved that way. So I think that that's a good target, but at the same time, it may not be for every single.
Exactly. We're talking about me right now. This is me. I'm building my Plexus team, and you're coaching me. You
I was like, you're building your team.
No. You're coaching me.
All right.
So you think these people, I mean, they're the go-getters. They're the ones that I want on my team, promoting the product, promoting my brand that we assign to the product. Awesome. All right. I'm going to do one more exercise with this. Oh, no. Will you hang this up on that wall? I don't think it'll mess up your paint can. But it will. It only messed up the paint at one wall in our house. The other one turned out fine. All right, now, so I'm new to Plexus again. I want you guys to tell me how I'm going to be spending my time. What do you do to make the business go? There's no wrong answer here. So
Maximize social media.
how many hours a day do you guys work typically on Plexus stuff?
You get a very different response.
Everyone.
Give me the range. Who does the least? All right. I like that. So how long? 30 minutes a day?
Yeah.
I love that. Now, you're a college student? Okay, so time is of the essence. That makes
I'm
it.
retired and I have all. I love to read everyone else's.
I love that you two are like, we do the leads. College and retired. Dynamic. That's pretty telling. Who in here spends more than 2 hours a day on classes? 2 hours, more than 2 hours a day?
Right now, I'm still learning a lot of products, so that's why.
You're in the trenches. All right.
I try to limit myself.
So you cut it down. All right. So our range is 30 minutes to 2 hours. We'll say somewhere in there. What does that look like? What do? You said maximize.
Social media, prospecting, sending messages.
I think it's different at every stage because Rebecca right now is focusing a lot on learning products, learning about how to post on social media. Like you're learning, you're soaking in all this new information. Whereas I'm working a lot on personal development because now that I'm a leader of a team, I've gotta make sure I'm a good leader, you know what I mean? Like,
But I like that. But that's part of it. So how do you define that? What do you do? Like, you can't just say, I woke up and decided to be a good leader this morning, so that took about 2 hours.
Reading personal development books.
All right, so reading.
Yeah, but at the beginning, you don't have a team, you're still.
Oh, I want the full spectrum here. I want to leave here tonight with the full Plexus experience. So you're reading. That's part of it.
I think that's huge. For even if you have one person, that's your team.
Now, what are you doing on top of studying? Are you just reading? Are you
I'm also doing social media.
social media?
And I reach out messages to people.
If you look at social media, is that two different things? Is that private messaging people
Yes.
and then overall?
Yes, like posting, just to a general audience and my friends, and then private messaging. Craigslist.
Right.
And what, Craigslist?
Right.
Craigslist.
Oh. I was like, dang, I haven't heard that. So I'm going to call social media private messaging. I'm going to call this posting. Is there strategy in going around and just liking what people do? Because I'll tell you, like, if my phone lights up and somebody liked what I post, I'm like, yeah, I like that person. You know what that means? So I'm calling that something different. What do you call that? Scrolling? Engaging. Well, engaging.
How are you engaging? You're just.
You're clicking.
Or typing.
What about actual engagement? Is that part of it?
Yeah.
Meeting people, talking to people?
Like today, the hardest for me.
Anytime I see somebody put on Facebook that they're really tired and blah, 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 man, I jump on.
You're on it.
I am. So,
Who said it? You said engaging's the hardest? Who said that?
Personal engaging.
Yeah.
The one-on-one, especially if you get out of a relationship with them. Building those relationships and that's the hardest for me.
That's different than engaging, is building a relationship or cultivating a relationship. What about what we're doing tonight? What would you call that?
Training.
Training?
It's all in personal development, just in a professional development.
And you guys meet online?
Yeah, we'll have Zoom calls.
Zoom? What else?
I think a lot of things can fall under engagement. Samples, talking to strangers.
Yeah, it's a broader category. All right, this is a good list. So, here's what I want to do next. Our channels, because when you think strategy, we have to be seeing it through the eyes of our customer and through the eyes of our channels. So, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm learning a lot tonight. I enjoyed this. So, here's the scoring system, ready? We're going to do everything a 2, a 1, a 0, or a -1. A 2 means that we love it and it's critical. A 1 means it adds value and it's good to have. A 0 means we're completely indifferent and we're neutral. And a -1 means we're kind of confused by it and it's a pain in the butt. All right? We love our 2s, our -1s are a pain in the butt. So, client 1, they are our health nuts. How important is it to the health nuts that you are private messaging them on social media? 2, 1, 0, or -1?
How important is it to them?
To them. We are all health nuts right now. We are only looking at it through the eyes of the health nuts.
I think it would be very important if they're asking questions about products and you're giving them the knowledge.
So you're thinking 2. We're in the critical love range. 2? Everybody agree? 2. Our energy people. How important is them on social media that they receive private messages from us?
It's important. I mean, same reason, if they're,
You going critical love?
I mean, like you said, someone that's retired, you message them and say, I'm concerned.
What's next? Our weight loss? Weight loss people. How important? Social media, private messaging.
That's really good. Again,
We're living in this critical love.
They probably want pictures or statistics showing your success.
So, but that would be different then, right? Wouldn't that be more engagement?
But you have to be careful with weight loss because you can't make, it's gotta be their idea, otherwise it's like, you're called fat.
Yeah.
Have you tried that? It's very effective. Almost.
I didn't really think about you, you really.
You're welcome.
So I think you have to be, I think they have to almost initiate, and then you have to be empathetic. You gotta be, yes, you know, oh my goodness, you're kidding, you need lazy.
So that private message is only coming if they engage you. So I would not call this critical love.
Not all.
Because we're not looking at all of our larger friends.
But not just on the weight loss.
Well, I think that when you're saying social media private messaging, you're talking about initial contact. You're not talking about.
I'm talking initial contact.
I would say I never initial contact about that's not true. I always try to like talk about something else because this person who's my friend, they're my Facebook friends. We have a relationship, even if it's just something. So I always try to make it personal in some way. Hey, I saw your kids in dance class. Let's look at or whatever. Sometimes I'll do that, and then they'll ask me about Plexus or something because they know that I do it. And sometimes I've had to go through this recently because I'm making new friends, and but I have to figure out, okay, I think that they'd be good at Plexus, but I don't want them to think I'm just being their friend because I want them to think I'm a Plexus team.
Right.
So how do I navigate that? And what I decided I'm going to do is, as soon as I see a quality in them that would be good for either the products or the business, I'm just going to tell them, get it out there, and then we can continue to be friends. But I do that through private messaging.
So if you're going to private message one of your friends and you thought that it was going to turn into a positive response, who would you say is more likely to do that? The health nut, the energy people, the weight loss people, the mirrored self, or the unsatisfied professional?
I think they could all be positive.
So you're going twos across the board.
Across the board.
We love these people.
Depending on how you message them. Because if you message any of them and you come out saying, with any of the categories, hey, have you tried Plexus? I think you'd be great at it. You know, just like super salesy and not personal at all, where you're just like, hey, this is obviously a copy and paste message, or it could be.
Yeah, you ignore
That's
those
not
people.
no one wants. So you don't want to be that kind of person.
That's going to hurt your brain.
Yes.
All right, so how important is it to the health nut that you are spending time reading? Give me a number.
How important is it to them that we are spending time reading?
Yep. So if I'm that health nut and you come to me and you're like, I just read this book, how much do you think I care about that?
How much value you're getting from it.
Pretty neutral. We don't hate it, but it's like, oh, cool, we read a book. Great.
waiting for summers to happen.
What about your energy people? Hey, I've been reading this book.
I think the only one that's gonna care is really the mirrored self me after, what did we say?
Mirrored self and unsatisfied pro. How much do you think they'll care? You put a 1 or a 2 once. All right, so these people are zeros or neutral. Nobody's gonna hate you for reading, and these people are ones. Posting. This is the girl that said, "Let's talk about food."
That was a bad kind of sentence.
Yeah.
Now, the health nut, when they're checking Facebook and they see that you posted something, how much does that mean to them? Do they love it and it's critical information? Do they value it and it's good to have? Are they indifferent and neutral, or are they confused and they think you're a pain?
Well, you obviously watched it.
In that post I did. A literal pain in the butt.
So does it?
It does. But keep this consistent with the brand. So let's say look at like these values. How much of what you post falls within this category? And like let's say that in here, opportunity is really important to you. So most of your Facebook posts focus on opportunity. That's great, 50% of the time. The rest of the time you're missing. So you have to think, so that's why I'm saying let's not make it like real specific on what we post, but if you look at those overall themes of values that we're posting on, who are we targeting? So what percent of the time is it successful? And that's why you have to take a real critical look at yourself here, because you think, man, because a lot of times we engage people the way that we want to engage them. And when you're doing that, that works beautiful on the mirrored self people. That doesn't fly with everybody else. You know, they look at that and they're critical of it. So, my health nuts, your guys posting, how much of your posting do you think refers to purity and integrity of the product? Because when you hit on that, then I would put it as a 2. If that's not a common theme in the way you post, I probably wouldn't put it as a 2.
I think it's a really common thing. I think it's
Common theme?
I think the arts team is really good about it. I think all of us.
No, and this isn't like, this is a critical time where it's like, okay, let's look at the channels, because I'm gonna turn all these numbers upside down. 2. Energy people. 2. Weight loss people.
2.
Mirrored self. That should be a 2.
2.
And professionals.
Well, I don't know. I mean, because I think it's a little uncomfortable, at least for me. I'm talking on. But for me, it's a little uncomfortable to talk about the opportunity, because you don't want to. Where's the line between? Yeah, it's a great opportunity, but you don't want to be waving around the money everywhere. Going, look how much I made.
It's tricky.
That is braggy, and no one wants that.
It's tricky.
Like you're rubbing me the wrong way. So how to say, man, this opportunity is great, and we are able to get out of debt. We're able to do this with our money, financial freedom, and then with time freedom, we're able to do this. And that's a little uncomfortable.
Your branding is critical, because as soon as you start posting about this, which you should be posting about, we've said these people are 50% of our time. As soon as you start posting about this, you just lost this. Because if I care about the purity and the integrity of the product, and you're telling me how much money you're making off of it, that's not pure.
I think it depends on
I'm
how
done with
often you post about it.
It's true, there's a balance.
So, I mean, if you're just posting an opportunity for the 50%, then yeah, you're gonna lose these people. But if you're posting about integrity the next day, or integrity of the product,
Yeah, but there's a real fine, and that's what makes it tricky, is your brand, whatever that is for you personally, has to be consistent. And you may look at this, like if this were you, I'm not posting about productivity because these people are free. I don't care about it. I'm really not gonna waste my time on it. That's not my target. So, I mean, all of you have to answer that individually.
Prior to my signing up for Plexus, my Facebook was filled with all of this multi-level marketing. And anybody that really pushed the opportunity to me, they were just wanting me to join their team to advance themselves, so that they could break up. So it was kind of.
So you kind of experienced, I mean, you had a bad taste in your mouth.
So I believe in the opportunity, but I wanted to be more about the individual and how it will really benefit them. I want to guard against, I'll do this for me.
Yeah.
You rather I'm actually saying that.
So I would say those of us who have been recently in the workforce or are currently, what are the things that are frustrating in your job? Is it the finances or is it I never get recognition? My boss doesn't care about me in the leg. They aren't developing themselves. So I think that's, so when I bring the opportunity, it's very little about the money.
I love that. It's
Some of
freedom.
It's freedom and it's, I'm part of a positive community. I don't have that crappy stress of people picking on me all day. I have, it's the opportunity isn't the money. Because realistically, if we make it about the money, people are gonna have to work long and hard to get to the point where that opportunity matters.
Right.
But my friend who works in a job, and I know she's frustrated because nobody listens to her ideas, and she never gets any appreciation. She's nervous for the opportunity because she saw James' post about being on silver.
See, I love
I'm
that.
like, 2 weeks in, I'm getting kudos on Facebook, and she's a red, and she's driven by kudos, and most successful people are driven by that. So you skip the money, and you go with, this is about me wanting you to get what you want.
I love it.
Oh my gosh, I love that. So good.
Since this was your baby, I'll put in you too. Clicking like, I've heard enough times we're gonna find legends. No, I don't care. You guys know how the girl works. So, let me tell you what to do with this information once you have it. You have to have diversity in what you do. At the same time, you only have so many hours in a day. Some of you work on your jobs, some of you are college students, some of you have children. That's going to eat up a lot of time. So, what I do here is, this one, these were all twos, and I probably shouldn't have let you guys do that. So I'm gonna take reading as an example. What I do is, our health nuts, we weighted as a 12. So if you analyze reading, it should be better. Pretty a lot of good stuff here. This is called a persona matrix, and this is what most business consultancies use when they analyze your time. So what I did is we went through and we talked about our client. We talked about our client's needs, our client's wants, our client's fears, and we designed our brand off of our client. So it wasn't us looking in the mirror, we did it off of our client. And then we went through and we prioritized our day. This is what we do in a given day. Dreamers will make this list and they'll look at it and think, I don't really know where to start. And before you know it, all this stuff's building, none of it's getting done, and dreamers are like, I'm checking out, this isn't for me. Visionaries know this needs to get done, and they can weight the process on how to do it. So, what I just did with reading is I went 12 times 0. Does everybody see how I'm doing this math? Plus 3 times 0, 15 times 0, 20 times 1, 50 times 1. So reading would have a composite score of 70. And you would go through and you would do this exercise for everything you do in a given day. And because sometimes our feelings are wrong. Sometimes I'm thinking, man, when people click my stuff, I feel good. I'm just gonna go through Facebook and I'm just gonna click like. When I go back and do the math, that doesn't do it. That is not strategic. That is a feel-good, emotional dreamer response. When you guys are building your brand, I would think more visionary. And I would redo this a couple times over because as like what you were talking about, the maturation of this job, you may be in the early stages where you have to spend more time reading and studying. So right now, that may be a huge priority for you. So this could look totally different for you. If you have been doing this for several years and your team has expanded and now you are into the management of people, the teaching of people, the encouraging of people to get the most out of them, this looks completely different. So as you mature in your walk in this business, I would strongly encourage you to keep pushing the bar because this is a good way of taking the emotions out of it. And this is a good way of saying, I'm not just dreaming and picturing my bottom line, I'm planning it. This is how to do it. This is my approach. This is my strategy. And if you get strapped for time, let's say you take more hours next semester and you don't have as much time to do this, you may cut one of these off. You may look at this and say, I'm not getting the return on my investment for the energy people. I'm not posting that. I'm not focusing on that. That is not my specialty. The way that you're talking about the professional, you may want to cut out all 4 of these and just focus on that because just you've experienced it, it's your bread and butter, and the way you communicate it, it's obvious. So just something to think about. I think I admire all of you for doing this. I think you will have your challenges as you go. And I love talking business theory and playing game theory with you. But I think this is extremely helpful. I have an Excel document that does all this for me. So when I'm doing this for the team and I'm plugging all this in, it's doing all the math for me. And I may say, hey guys, first quarter, we're doing 3 things. These are the 3 things we're doing. Don't talk to me about anything else. If you bring up something that doesn't help these 3 things, we're throwing it out. And it helps you stay on point. So if anybody's interested in that, I'll be happy to send it to Gianna, or we can send that out, whatever you guys want to do. It is 8:06. I imagine you all have babysitters or places to be. Does anybody have any questions for me? I'm an open book. There's nothing you could ask that would offend me. Do what? I was very open about that. You kind of shut me down a little bit.
How do I get my people from thinking about it to doing? I mean, I have one that contacted me last weekend, and we messaged back and forth for at least 30 minutes, and she said, this is a God thing. I saw your post on somebody else's website or whatever site. I'm not technology literate. So anyway, she said she saw it, and so she said, I know you from school. So she asked me to be her friend, and I said yes, from Kansas. And she said, I saw this post, and I just want to know more about it. And I said, well, for me, it's working great. It gave me energy. I've lost weight. And all this. She goes, that is exactly what I need, what I want. And so we messaged back and forth. I haven't heard from her since. And I don't know whether to, I'm just going to go on tomorrow and just say, hey, just wondering how you're doing or whatever. Because she said she was going to order that.
And it never happened. Yeah, it's a tough one, because I mean, it sounds like you nailed the sales process, but there's that closing aspect of it that's the make you break me. I would do little things to keep engaging her, because you don't want to be the nagging person that's like, hey, 2 nights ago, I haven't seen your order.
You can tell in business I've never been the nagging type. I would rather take a loss than that.
I don't blame you at all. Don't blame you.
I have two, one ambassador and one customer that I just got this last week. And I've been on this since March, so, but I didn't really want to be a seller, I just wanted the good price. And then people start asking me more, and so, yeah, I'm trying to sell now, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can also send her samples, because, you know, for those people that like to help or you're going the extra mile for her, it's not like you're just trying to make something off of her, but if you send samples and then try and see if it helps, it could, I don't see how that could hurt.
Have you tried getting on the phone with her? Like walking her through?
No, I haven't.
Getting signed up? That helped me.
Okay.
Yeah, personal engagement's a lot more intimate than anything online.
And I write it down, and so when I meet face to face with somebody, I open my notes up, their names, photography, and I write down their goals. So as they're talking, I want to come. And I listen to them for 30 minutes, and I write down their goals. And then I say them back to them. Hey, you told me you want to do this, you want to, you know, I just want to try on track with this. Hey, I think it's going to help with this. And so it's not a sales pitch, I'm barely, you tell me what you're wanting, I'll tell you if I think the product can.
Oh, you're exactly right.
Work
And
on that, and but that face to face, or even if I'm on the phone, hang on, let me grab my notebook and a pen, because I want to write this. And then when I follow up with them, I already have that personal goals down. Like, hey, how are you doing with X? You know, this. I think you did that with me, did you? Look, you said, like, why are you wanting to sign up? And that's something that was just, you were just in I talk about asking, well, yeah, and asking the response. So you want to know, I mean, the reason why you want to do Plexus is because you're looking for, people are looking for something to help them with something, either finances, help, whatever. So we have that ability to help. So how is it that we can help you? And it's not a sales pitch. It's like, okay, you're looking for help. I know I can help you. Here's the best way that I can help you.
that changes your brain too, because then you're not in sales. You are consulting and you're a coach. And there's a degree of intimacy if I have the comfort to be like, I really need to lose 30 pounds. And you know, I'm trusting you with that. That's not something I want to talk about. So I love that. Any other questions for me? Well, I appreciate you guys as an audience, and keep me posted. I'm anxious to see how your journeys go.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much.
Hey, my pleasure.
So the real question, are you still blocked on Facebook?
No, we are friends again. I promised I wouldn't tease her.
So, yeah, okay, so you are somebody who is an entrepreneur.
Yep.
What is, and Plexus isn't in the land just like anything else that you see out there, what's your perception?
As the product, the company, or those selling it? All the above? I'm very impressed with the company. I think they've branded themselves well, and I think they've empowered their people to do excellent things. I think the research behind a probiotic and the research that I've read on Plexus, it's all there. It makes perfect sense. My biggest pet peeve with Plexus are some of those that are selling it are abusing the brand. And that is your guys' biggest obstacle, in my opinion. And
What does that mean? What do you mean by that?
the people on Facebook that aren't taking any of that into consideration, and they are just blindly talking about, for me, this is all about God. I do this because of God. And then the next day, look how much money I made on this. You know, I do. And it's just these like mixed messages. There's no brand. And to me, there's no integrity there, because it's like, I'm just anybody that'll listen. I'm just trying to fulfill so many posts per day, and there's nothing to it. the people that build brands off of their family, and there's that, take a look at who we are, take a look at what we're doing. I like that. That engages me. The professional side of it, I like that. That engages me. Even the weight loss side of it, I like that. That engages me. So I think that's the issue with Plexus. I almost wish that Plexus owned subsidiaries so you could build a brand off multiple products. So you didn't just sell Plexus, but you also had product mix from company B, C, and D, because then you are more of a brand. You know, it's not, this is what I'm pushing, but it's, I promote health, I promote well-being. Here is my arsenal to promote that, and it's divided up. It's not just a one company thing. For our medical GPO, I do not sell a single product for anything. So like if I were to sell computers, I have Apple and I have Dell, because then nobody can accuse me of being an Apple promoter or being a Dell promoter. This guy knows computers, and he is honestly saying this is what's best for me. So that's one thing that Plexus has not asked me to be on their executive team yet. They'll have my resume soon, but that's my, from an outsider looking in, when I first started our GPO, I worked with one brand, and I got the price point down to where hospitals were buying from, like Cox is one of our big suppliers. Once they saw the price point, they're like, we're in. But when they found out I only had that one brand, it hurt me, because they questioned my relationship with the brand. Whether it was real or not, they had some concern. So that's why diversity is important, while staying true to your brand.
So would you advise us to go home and think about the people, the 5 people that we're trying to reach, and do this?
I absolutely would. I would keep it very private because you don't want to hurt feelings, but I would look at your team. I would put your team under the microscope, and I would see, and this isn't a money thing, this is a brand thing. If you had to pick 5 of your team members that best represent your brand, what do those 5 people look like, and how would you weight those people? And then look at what they bring to the table and put an order of importance on it, and then go find more people like that. Build a matrix and say, I recruit people that fit within this matrix. This is who I'm going to go get. And that's why business is fun.
So this is a little bit off topic, a little bit, but whenever you say, how am I going to spend my time at each drink? So at Leaders Retreat, there's going to be something called the Rank Up Roadmap, which is something that we talked about in one of the student calls. But basically, when you sign up, like let's say you sign up an ambassador, they're going to get, in January, they're going to get an email from corporate that says, hey, you're an ambassador, great, here's how you get to silver. And it'll have links with Jewel trainings, and it'll also have a pie chart of this is how you should be spending your time. Professional development, reaching out to people, learning the products. So it's a pie chart of exactly what you're doing at each step. So when you hit senior gold, you're going to get an email from corporate that says, congratulations, this is how you get to Ruby. But in January, they'll have silver, nothing but silver and silver to gold, and that's it. They'll roll it out as they get more. But it'll have exactly how you should be spending your time. It'll have exactly the training for your ambassador if they want to get the silver, say, well, check your email, great. Silver to gold, and then up on as they develop it. That's huge.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal for people who want to work in business. So what about those people that you turn off because they just wanted to? Exactly.
They
Right.
don't have to. They don't.
But is it going to be annoying to them? It's like when I see those posts from my friends, I'm like, I no longer like that, or I'm going to unfollow you, or you know. So I worry, and even like when they have this email that goes out to, hey, you're a customer, you haven't tried Black, we're going to send you an email. I worry that it's going to annoy you Because I get annoyed when I get emails out the wazoo from buy this, buy that, try this, you know what I mean? So that's my concern with it is I worry about those people who have no desire to work the business, but now they're like their inbox is filled with what's, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean, but I don't think the inbox is filled. You're not working the business, you're in business, they're gonna stop. Are you in more emails?
But will it change come January with this roadmap, with it?
I think that applies to, like if you sign up a new ambassador, they're gonna get an email saying welcome. It's gonna have a link, you're saying it's over. And I think that's, I mean, from my understanding, it's not like, we're gonna email you every week, it's just like, hey, congratulations, you signed up, here's how you. Frequently, like, because of Thanksgiving, they're promoting block, right, because of the holiday, but I don't think it's a good bombardment of marketing.
If you think that's stupid though, and you look at the people that you sell to, and a lot of them aren't still selling, I would own that you think that's stupid. I would send an email to those people and be like, block this. Or, you know what I mean? Because then you're looking out for your chief customer and be like, I find this annoying if you don't. Now, all of you are going to be in different camps. That's why this exercise is very different.
See, I have a problem deleting things I don't read. Like a newspaper or magazine, like it will stack up as high as the counter because I need to read it before I get it.
I just read like a little bit, whatever the subject is, yeah. It doesn't catch my attention.
I'm more like you, and if you look, I have 49,564 unread emails.
You win.
And 494 unread text messages. So I'm exactly in that boat you are. And stuff like that.
Wow, like my right here.
Stuff like that would annoy me too. Yeah. See when people are like, "Oh, you haven't responded by text message."
So at what point, okay, so let's say that we do these, what are they called?
Persona matrices.
Persona matrices. So we do these persona matrices on our, the client, the people that we want on our team.
Yep.
So what point would you start doing that with, let's say, okay, Rebecca, I'm just going to use you. So she's new to Plexus. At what point should she do this? Immediately?
Immediately. Well, if you don't have customers yet, it's hard to analyze your customers. You know, you may be making stuff up. But once you start to get a feel, and especially for you, if you start doing social media posts and posting and cultivating a relationship and you don't know what you're talking about, it could be a problem. So that's why there's this emphasis here that you're learning your stuff right now and you're equipped for whatever comes next. But yeah, I would do this early and almost quarterly. I would reevaluate my priorities. And you could, I mean, in business, they're always looking at your return on investment. That's my next amount here, this was my return. I obviously need to change this.
I think one thing though that, so one thing that I did when I first started was, for about a month straight, I just read. I mean, I didn't hardly reach out to anyone because I was so busy learning. But what I wish I would have done, what they encourage us to do now is say, you're new and I am your sponsor. So you talk to Amanda, your friend, and it's like, hey, Amanda, here for Plexus, whatever. She's like, what is it? And you don't know what you're talking about yet. So you say, hey, you know what? My friend Janet knows a lot about this. Let's get in the message together. So it's that's where the three-way comes in because you don't know a whole lot yet. Still learning, whereas I've been in it for a while. So I think that we don't want to discourage not posting, not messaging because you're new, because you can always give this community of people better. Not just you, like new ambassadors. We don't want to say, you need to know what you're talking about, so you better spend the first month or two reading. Although that's helpful, you still should be reaching out to people and posting because if you don't know the answer, you can always look up. I had someone ask me yesterday the question, and I was like, I have no idea. So I asked somebody else.
And that's the beauty of this. You have a network, you have a team, you have backup. Very good. If anybody else has anything for me, I'll hang out here for a little bit. I'm hoping to eat dinner with Tyler here in a little bit. We'll see.
He made me wait until the cars leave.
Thanks so much.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you guys again.
Okay, so would something like, how did we do this? Do y'all all want to do this? Do you all want to do this on your own? Absolutely.
You need to do it on your own.
I mean, I
You can hurt feelings.
That was a question. Doing it on our own was a question.
Now we just
Yes.
skip
Yes. I mean, I know we should do this on our own because I don't know the people that you know, the people, like we all have just different people that we know in our lives. But how do we, so I guess we just like, we're accountable to ourselves. Are we doing the persona matrix? Persona matrix. I don't know what I'm asking.
You're doing a good job.
Yes, we have fun.
Good. Glad you had methods. Is this helpful to you? You know what it also spoke to me is that if you don't have a lot of time to work with it, some days I don't have a lot of time. And that's something that's pretty common on our team. We don't have like, okay, every day from 2 to 4, I'm going to work with this. Doesn't happen. Because sometimes kids don't know. It just doesn't happen. But whenever I do have the time to focus on those, maybe the people, the personal messaging, we also, that was a 2. Maybe focus on personal messaging. If you've got 15 minutes a day, you know that's going to get the most bang for your buck. Focus on that. And maybe not so much on the clicking, if that's something that your metric says not to do. So it's really introspective, analyzing what you're doing, what gets you the most bang for your buck, and who gets the most bang for your buck. You know, who's targeted. So I'm excited. I'm excited to do this.
I love it. I see some areas on personal development that I can really fine tune now because if I'm targeting stuff, professionals have been the hardest ones for me to target. And I think it's simply because I have felt like I was pushing the way you read it. So, you know, personal growth in that area because truly professionals is going to be like this. If we get down to that, we don't want it. But you know, so I think personal growth in those areas where I'm not as strong so that I can, does that make sense?
Yeah. And I love the way you talked about promoting the opportunity because I think that it's modeled for us that, hey, people can make a lot of money, which you can make pretty good amount of money at the very beginning, but I mean, you have to work for it. They'll reward you for your work, but promoting other things besides money is awesome.
And for stay-at-home moms, Jessica Hadley did a really good 2 video kind of talking about having something other than just being, you know, like how that was important to her. And I remember being a stay-at-home mom, it was important. Having money for date night really would have just made me so happy. If I wouldn't have been dreaming pie in the sky about some ridiculous amount of money, I would have just loved to have money for things and go out to my nice restaurant. But having something that I was doing something with my college degree, I would, you know, those things are going, I'm doing something that lets me still be a grown. That sounds horrible, because momming is really, really important.
I understand.
But there's a whole
section
section
of
of your
I
brain
understand.
that doesn't get, it's just getting into the mindset of the other person who you're trying to, you're going to connect with. So you're trying to to what's there and what is immediately very lovely, yeah.
Oh, that's very lovely. I like that. Cool. So, how would you get your team to do this? How would you get your team to do that? How could you explain that? How would we explain that?
It's pretty clear.
I mean, it's easy for us to do it because we're here, but what about our team that's not here? And this would be really beneficial for every one of the people on our team. So how do we duplicate this? How do we duplicate this?
I mean, so I have employees all over the country. So we would do this all along. And I would do it for certain sectors because it changes for certain sectors.
How do you do
You
with
can
that
do
Excel
some-
spreadsheet?
Yeah, you can do the Excel spreadsheet, you can do this on Google Hangouts and just walk it, or you guys use Zoom, you just walk right through it. And if you've never done this before, when you are identifying your clients and people are talking about it and excited about it, they have no idea they're piecing together the equation that's going to define what happens on the back end. So all those weighting numbers, and a lot of times, like, we didn't have a ton of time tonight, so those weighting numbers didn't take a whole lot of discussion. But a lot of times, you do it online or on a whiteboard, that number's getting erased a lot and changed a lot and adjusted a lot. But that way you're making yourself decide, this is a priority, this not so much.
I like that so much because I feel like Plexus is it does so many things, you know, and to narrow it down and to have that streamlined focus of what will make you the most productive and who your target audience will be, I think that's awesome.
And it doesn't just have to be money, like what you guys are talking about, the colors, I love stuff like that. So if you're driven by fun, you could weight that thing to what would be the most fun for me when I do this. If you're driven by helping people, you can weight it that way. But this really is the difference between vision and dream.
Well, so sounds like we need to do a Zoom call where maybe once we all do these matrices ourselves, so we kind of have some tag team on the rest of the team. So we could do a Zoom call with that spreadsheet, or we could just talk about the clients that we want on our team. Who would be our dream team, and what kind of people are those, and who are you going to target, and how are you going to do that? Would that be beneficial? Would that be beneficial for your team? If it's not, it's okay. I'm just trying to bring some.
Well, wait till I see you.
But I can see if I have a business builder. I'm gonna do this, and I would want to get on the phone with them that day and say, hey, I want to, and because I'm a helper, I want you to make the best of your time. So let's talk this through. So that would be as soon as somebody convinces us I'm in on the business, now this would be one of the first things before they even get on first test. So I think that kind of set the tone for how they're going to communicate.
And I like how you said, I want you to make them understand. Because people sound valuable. You don't want to just say, here you go, do this thing.
And to just give them something to focus on too, because like you said, it's just,
There's so much.
start.
Yes.
Yeah, if you look at something that's a probiotic, how are you gonna hold that down? You know,
Yes.
There's a lot.
Well, you are free to leave if you need to, maybe to kids or whatever. Or you can stay hang out because my kids are gone and just hanging out.
It's very quiet.
Very loud.
I have one question.
Yeah.
How do you not sound like this other consideration? Because I have a lot of people that are like, well, it just seems like it's those other pills you get, supplement superstores, you know, those weight loss pills, so take this and in 3 weeks you'll lose 500 pounds.
So whenever someone asks me what makes, this sounds like a one pill fix, and I say, what makes you think that? And so I want them to elaborate a little bit more on why they think that, because most of the time, they will talk about weight loss. That's it. Well, what I talk about in my posting, I guess my brand, is health all around, overall health and wellness. When your body is healthy, weight loss will usually come, they'll follow that. And so I just say that the ingredients are proven to work for a holistic health approach, which weight loss sometimes follows. Most of the time it does, but it's not a quick fix. And so I use time, consistency, and patience with the products and for someone working in business. If you want the products to work, you gotta give it time, be consistent, and have patience. Likewise, if you want to work for business, give it a little time, have some patience, and be consistent. That is your question. So I think that not focusing on weight loss will make you very successful in the long run, because we're not just about weight loss. It's a bigger picture than weight loss. It's a holistic, full body balancing. And so that usually results in weight loss for a lot of people. And with your friend that gained, look up liver.
You know what, she gained on Weight Watchers too.
Oh.
She gained.
But
So you have to, you have to.
4 years.
I was trying real hard not to do this. I will, because I was thinking.
your little friends.
Or do it right.
But
So I'm thinking, did she just drink the pink? I don't know.
I think she needs
Because I did all of it and right away started, but I'm also doing Weight Watchers, so I am trying to lose the weight. So it's not just the.
I have friends, she's bigger than I am. She's been trying to go to the gym. I've dropped a lot. I feel like I've dropped a lot of weight.
yeah,
But,
80 pounds is a lot.
well, I've been there for 2 years, but and she's been at the same weight and the same drop. And she's like, well, what are you doing? And I said, well, I lost 30 pounds. And she's from under. I said, the Plexus, and I talked to her about it, and she's like, oh, I'm just not. And it may just be something to where she wants to lose weight, but she's not eating correctly.
Yeah.
She's not working out, she's not putting her effort in, that's the best. She
Well,
goes to the gym for a week and then eats
Yeah.
McDonald's all at home.
Yeah.
So,
See, and that's the type of person this girl is just, she wants a pill that makes her skinny the next day. No work. Yeah.
Some people are just not going to see Plexus for what it truly is, and for those people you have to bless. I mean, seriously. And then some people are really happy being miserable, and they don't want to change, and that's cool. You do your thing, but I know you're sad, and that's all right. Just you do
When you
you,
have
girl.
your sense of your calling.
I'll bring it.
Yeah,
You never know what's
when
gonna
people are ready for a change, people value what they think is important. So if you think it's important, you will do it. If she really wants to lose weight, she'll get it together. So I don't know her deal, but there's a lot of people who just don't want to do anything about changing, and see ya.
She'll continue to watch you though.
Yes, you will be
So
an example for her.
I have people from March that said, absolutely not, I will not do it, I'm not on board, and they're contacting me now. So they'll continue to watch you and see where you're at.
And that's why
I mean, don't harass them, that's what Jana said, lesson release. I mean, don't keep talking to them about, they ask you questions, right?
Yeah, right.
I would attest to that because maybe a year ago, everybody was listening to my and I was ignoring it. And then by the time I was actually like, Jana, I gotta do something, Jana was one of the only people who I knew like had physically laid eyes on in person who was still posting. And so after I signed up as an ambassador with Jana, so still doing it, I had no idea because they stopped talking about it, stopped posting about it. And so I would say, I was just watching. I didn't ever reach out to Jana or anybody else and say, I'm thinking about it. But when I did get ready,
And I never
A
reached
lot
out
of
to her.
people-
Reach out to you?
a lot of people had gone,
How long have you been an ambassador?
I signed up as an ambassador and used the product in this May, yeah, end of May, and started working in October. So,
But I saw a video or something that said your Facebook posting is your open for business sign. When you're posting consistently, you're open for business. If you're not, then you're closed. Even if you're still doing it, people think, well, it's what you thought. She's obviously doing it.
One of the things that helped me early on was Carissa and Jana both said, you have to get the people talking about themselves. And you have to do more. It's hard when we have such wonderful products. We want to tell them all of the things our products will do for them. But you have to have them see how miserable they are. You know, how uncomfortable they are, you know, how, you know, let them talk about all the reasons why, and then you just claim that.
They just wanna know, how can this help me?
Yeah.
That's all.
Will it work?
They really don't care what's done that much for you. That related, they want to know about themselves.
And like with the T-Mobile call center, phones don't ever work. But I take it as more of like what they were trying to do is you answer the phone. Obviously, that's a problem. That's why they're contacting you. But let them have 3 sentences. Let them. How are you doing today? Why are you calling? Tell me your issue. And then say, you know what? Sorry.
And one other thing that really has helped us to get no's. We're going to get values. You're going to get those crickets. Was that Sonia Dudley thing? I'd always been so afraid of people thinking I was trying to sell to them, push it on them. And she said, you know, how many times have you offered someone a stick of gum and they said, no, thank you. You didn't rethink that 1,000 times. Oh my goodness, was it the wrong flavor? Was it too pushy? You know, should I let them ask first? It was a piece of gum. You never think of nothing about it. It's not that just a piece of gum. Just a piece of gum. You know, it's not, don't take it so personally. I would pray it forever. And back on the posting for a couple of days, and you know, somebody came across real snarky and real. And you'll get that, so that was really helpful too.
One thing that I just decided, maybe I told you this. I don't remember who I told. I think it was you. I was thinking about the way that I do my business and feeling like pushy. I don't know. How am I going to reach out to these people who are on my dream team list? And I want them to be on my team so bad, and I think that'd be awesome, and I think they would love the product. But how do I do that without pushing them? So the answer that I came in my head just said, I'm gonna reach out to them in a way that I'm proud of. And if I'm proud of it, if I can put my stamp on it, then who cares if they say no to me? Who cares if they ignore me, even though I don't like that and I probably don't. But if I'm proud of it, and if you're proud of the way you present Plexus, then who cares who says no to you, because you own it, you know? And so what I started doing is complimenting people, basically saying, okay, I have a girl in the neighborhood, I just met her, we go to Zumba together, and I think she'd be great at Plexus. I just met her a month or 2 ago. I think she'd be so great. And so I was nervous, and I talked to her about, what do I do? I'm like, ask her on a date, you know. Like, what do I say? And so, and I was talking to Tyler, and I'm like, should I wait? Like, should I be her friend for a few months, just like so she knows that I'm not just trying to be Plexus on her, or do I just, what do I do? And so he said, well, if you were her friend for 6 months and then brought up Plexus, then she could say, well, you've been dragging me along this whole time, so either way, you're stuck. And so I was like, oh, you're right. So what do I do? And I decided that as soon as I see, if I just met you at the park, your mom's park with your kids, and I see some qualities in you that I want on my team, that you're one of those people that I'm trying to target, I just tell you, hey, I don't know if this is for you, but have you ever heard of Plexus? And just bring it up right there in a way that is like, you seem like you're really caring about people. And if you say, you seem like this, this, and this, who doesn't like to be flattered? You know, who doesn't like to be complimented? And so if you say, I see these things in you that you'd be great at Plexus and you would really like it, or if they're saying I have a headache or whatever, well, I don't know if this is for you, but have you heard of Plexus? But make it about them, and you're complimenting them. You're noticing qualities in them that would be good for your team, and tell them,
and then keep the relationship up. That girl, I told her she'd be great at Plexus. She's like, oh, I've been taking it for 6 months. I love it. Oh, good. That's good. Shoot. But she loves it. She said she's not an ambassador. Like, she doesn't want to promote but she's products. Well, you be great at it. And we're still friends. So it didn't like kill me because I think that I went about it in a way that was respectful and honest and genuine. So that's my 2 cents on when you are sharing, when you're private messaging, be proud of what you're doing. Because I'll be honest, at the very beginning of my Plexus business and working it, I don't think I was proud of the work I was doing. I don't know if you saw, I made a video, You Can Go Your Own Way, and I posted it whenever I did the pink party post. A year ago, I was having pink parties, and I made a video that said, you don't have to do everything exactly like your upline does. Because what I was doing at the very beginning was exactly what Carissa does, which is sit at the computer and message people all day long. She's great at that. I don't like that so much. So I prefer talking to people face to face. And so I made myself get out and talk to people. I brought people to my house and I did this exact thing with people who were not Plexus. You were there. Did you come? Yes, you came. And so you came to my pink party.
Yes,
Yeah.
I did.
So it was like
That's my
this.
first experience.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you should have heard what she said to me before. She goes,
Do I want to know?
she goes, like, Heather asked me to just sing. And I love Heather, so I'm gonna go. I'm not interested, but I'm gonna go because I like Heather. I said, okay, yeah, well, let me know tomorrow or something. She calls me on the way home. I am sold, mother, and she is not an easy sell. I'm just saying. And then 3 days later, when she tells me, I poured myself Pepsi today and it tasted horrible, and I thought, this is my baby that brushed her teeth with Pepsi, not like that. And she just loved her Pepsi, and I thought, this is really weird. We're gonna give it another day or 2. She said, Mom, my IPS is gone, and I said, sign me up. Where do I buy this stuff?
Awesome.
So, yeah.
But I think that something important that you said to her, was that you didn't care about Plexus one bit, but you cared about Heather.
Yeah.
So it's important for us to be likes, to be attractive, to have people like us, because whether or not they like Plexus, who cares? But they will like Amanda, they will like Rebecca, they will like you, and they will respect you because you're you, and you are Plexus to someone. So
When you approach people about businesses, when you are selling yourself, what do you suggest, or what do you
Because I'm on the younger side, most of the people I work with are considerably older, so I have to sell credentials or past successes or something like that, just to make sure that I have some credibility in their eyes. But then the big thing is finding out what they want and then customizing the solution plan for them. And it's a little bit different for everybody. And then, some hospitals are spending a ton of money with us. Some places are buying 3 things from us. You just go by here, you customize it, and you want to win at every level. So you guys can't really control your cost of goods. That's kind of fixed for you. So you're promoting more of the value. My cost of goods fluctuates a little bit, so I want the best value for them. I want the best technology, product, whatever the heck they're buying, and I want the best price for them. And usually if I can present this as, this is a package deal, they're sold, they like it.
communicating the value of Plexus is really important. Not just the value of how cost effective it is, but the value of it being in your life. And I think some of this, or when we talk about, let's figure out what they want, each person is different. When they come to you, when you messaged me, I was over the moon, like, yay, someone messaged me, I didn't have to reach out to someone. But let's be honest, well, for me, that doesn't happen very often. People don't just out of the blue message me, although I wish they would. So a lot of my time is spent messaging people, being the first to reach out to people. So, and sometimes they ignore me, which is why I had that one message. Which I've gotten 100% response back, even if it's no. I don't care to say no.
I used it and I got a response right away.
Yeah.
And she messaged the next day.
Okay, here they come.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll probably have to do something else about like reaching out. I mean, we know how to reach out to people, but just, keeping positive and complimentary. Where's Nixon?
You ran through.
Hey, Tyler, we're done. There's no one girls in here. Come in here if you want. We're done. Connor, you cracking up?
Are you shy?
Just ran away. Connor.
Can we just straighten up?